Hey, welcome back. Vivian came back. Actually, we filmed this on the same day. I'm not going to pretend. But for today's class, you're going to need to have a strap and then also a foam roller to backbend over. Now, we were talking about issues that plague yogis. This is just very common issues for people who've been practicing for a long time. They just learn that over time from doing all the Vinyasa yoga, we start to develop a lot of forward held shoulder tension, and you get strong in your upper body, but sometimes from repetitive motion, you can end up missing areas that you need to move well. So we're going to work on trying to get those areas to move well. We're going to do some stretches to target them. We're going to do some, you'll see what we're going to do. It's going to be good. And then we're going to make sure that we're creating length through our lumbar while we're doing some back bending. It'll feel nice. So the way that we're going to start off, because to feel anything that you want to learn, lying down on your back is going to be the best way to do it. So have your strap in a loop that's shoulder distance apart for you, and then lie down on your back with your arms up in the strap. So for example, if you had to go to physical therapy and they were trying to help you to re-educate any area of your body, they would have you learn it without gravity, because gravity is a weight, it's a resistance, and if you remove gravity, then your body can work without that resistance, so it's easier for your body to learn the action. So knees bent, feet on the floor for this. First, find neutral with your lumbar, so pelvis in neutral, pubic bone and hip bones on the same plane, and then hug from the TVA so that the rib cage comes into neutral. Now let your shoulder heads start to melt down towards the ground into their natural socket, but they spend most of their life like this, so to let them drop back down into there might feel a little awkward. And then I want you to press gently into the strap to start to activate your triceps. Now your tricep stabilizes the humeral head, so as you feel that tricep engage, can you feel the humerus drop and be held into its position? Then slowly start to take your arms back. And what we're looking for to happen here is that you keep all the space, that your shoulder heads don't jump forward, and that you can start to keep the rotation of your triceps, like your elbows are trying to turn towards the ceiling. Bring your arms back up. We've done this different ways. We did it with a block early in the challenge. Slowly take your arms back again. But the pressing out is nice because it helps you to find the width, especially if your upper trapezius is really tight. It'll give it permission to widen. So feel that here, that the upper trapezius can widen. Now lift yourself up a few inches from your end range, your perceived end range, and see if you can find a little bit more external rotation. So your biceps, naturally, are going to want to sink inward as you go to reach your arms back. Instead, start to train them to turn out. So you're working on that maximum external rotation as you're stretching. Reach through your fingertips, through your wrists, through your fingernails. Then bring your arms back up. Now stretch your legs out along the ground one at a time. And then we're going to do that same stretch but without the strap, and I just want you to feel the difference. See if you can keep all those actions as you go to reach back. It should feel pretty nice after you do it with the strap a couple times. Bring your arms back up and hug your right knee into your chest. Change legs. Hug your left knee into your chest. Change legs. Hug your right knee in. Now lift your left foot up off the ground a few inches. Crunch up and stretch your arms forward. Change legs. Change legs. Change legs. Now lift your right leg up halfway and stretch your left leg out to meet it, as long as you can keep your low abs hugged in, your front bottom ribs pulled in. Hold for 5. Now raise your legs straight up, lower your head down. Keeping your middle in neutral, legs as straight as you can, slowly lower your right leg. See if you can hover it just an inch above the floor. And change legs. Change legs. Change legs. Now both legs up. And lower both legs a third of the way, keeping your abs hugged in. Pause right there. Now through all 4 sides of your waist, cinch into the lumbar evenly, and then see if you can lower another third of the way. Don't let it uncinch. Bring it back up. Pause right there. Relax the shoulder heads back into their position without pushing from your ribs. Then lower a third of the way. So you'll feel the more that you try to cinch in from the waist, the more the shoulders want to do it. And then on your exhalation, cinch from all 4 sides. See if you can lower another third of the way. Maybe 1 more inch. And back up. Last one. Lower a third of the way. Move your buttock flesh out of your lower back. Maybe another third of the way. Cinch in on your waist. Bring your legs back up. Good. Now crunch up and touch your toes. And hold for 5. Tuck your tailbone up. Try to push the ceiling up with your feet. 3, 2, 1. Release. Hug your knees to your chest. Roll yourself up to seated and stretch back into down dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Knees down, lower slowly into chaturanga. Lift back up into plank. Stretch back to down dog. Inhale, plank. Your choice, knees down or not, lower to chaturanga. Lift back up. Downward dog. 1 more chaturanga push-up. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower slow. Lift back up. Downward dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Draw your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samastiti. Now take your strap back across your arms out in front. All right, so we got this strap across the arms again. We're going to try to find the same actions that we did in the supine position. So as you start to take the shoulders back, what's going to happen is the waist will try to do the work. So instead, And this is hard, even Vivian's been practicing for a very long time. It's hard for her to feel how much she was leaned back to let the shoulders do that. Now she probably feels like she's hunched over, but you could see that she's in a straight line. I guarantee most of us will have the same difficulty. So you can look in a mirror, you can have someone take a picture of you, whatever. I know you can see right there, right? Can you believe it? All right, so now that we have this, start to raise your arms up. But what's going to happen is these tight muscles will try to be the primary movers. They do have to work to take the arms up, but they shouldn't be the primary movers. So see if you can let these muscles widen, lift up from here, from the outer armpits, and keep the TVA engaged. That's good. Now, from here, bend your knees and step your left leg back into crescent. So this would be the most added degree of difficulty, to try to hold a lunge while still doing all the stuff. It was easiest on the floor. Standing was pretty difficult. Now in this position, that's going to be hard as heck. Hold here for 5 breaths. The more challenging the work, if you can hold it, then you're training your body and nervous system to like, okay, this is the way that we do it under stress from now on. Bring your arms forward again. Step your back leg forward. Good. Then raise the arms up again. Notice that the arms go up, the body wants to lean back, so you have to create a counterbalance by leaning your chest forward almost. Soften those upper traps that want to take over. Rotate. Feel the strong triceps stabilize the humeral head. Then bend your knees and step your right leg back into the lunge. Hold there. 5 breaths. Stamp into your left center heel. Firm the muscles of the left outer hip back so that your thigh can rotate to track the knee straight ahead. Two more breaths here. Sometimes just the holding the pose is the hardest work. And then step your back leg forward. Arms come. Good job. Okay, now let's try to do a flow adding what we learned. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Vinyasa, or just step back in a down dog, your choice. Step your right foot for a crescent lunge. Inhale, come up. Arms like they're in this trap again. Hands down. Step back. Step your left foot. Inhale, come up, crescent. Hands down, step back. Then step your right foot for warrior 1. Inhale, come up, raise your arms. Open to your side, warrior 2. Ollie brought his toy up here. Extended side angle. Place your hand on the outside of your foot or forearm to your thigh as you reach your left arm overhead. Now, as your arm goes over, you'll notice the tendency for the upper trap to want to hold the arm. So, see if you can first create the space there. Rotate like you're in the strap. Even if the arm, and you saw like Vivian's arm couldn't go all the way back anymore once she got the right muscles to hold the arm. So instead of letting the tighter ones take over that want to create more tension, you can back off the range so you can get the appropriate muscles to start to work. Make sure that your waist isn't doing the movement, so you could soften your rib cage back into its neutral position. And then if you're going to move something, move from the bottom rib. Press into your feet and come back up into warrior two. Reverse your warrior, flip your palm and inhale. Vinyasa. Step your left foot. Warrior one, inhale, reach up. Two, open up to the side. Then place your hand on the outside of your foot or forearm to your thigh. Take your right arm over. Yeah, that feels nicer. A little bit more space. And then one thing to start to pay attention to is which couple energy centers do you have difficulty with that you're chronically blocking through the way that you practice movement. So is there issues in the pelvis, in the lower back, in the thoracic spine, for the neck, in the shoulders? Where are your chronic areas? And you could take the chakra course and then learn all about what other implications there are. It's just something else to trip out on. Press into your feet and come back up into warrior two. Reverse, flip your palm and inhale. Now come back to warrior two and straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in so your feet are parallel. Then turn your legs to the right for triangle pose. Other right. Inhale, spread your arms. And exhale, place your right hand down. Inhale, come back up. Change sides. Inhale, back up. Step up to the top of your mat. Inhale into chair pose. Now take your arms forward and cross your left leg up and over your right. Cross your left arm under. Draw your navel in and start to round out like you're going to tap your elbow down to your knee. Then stay low here, but make a flat back. Reach your heart forward. Uncross your left leg and reach it back into warrior three. Bend your right knee and step back, warrior one. Uncross your arms and reach up. Arms up in warrior one. Good. Then bring your hands to prayer. Spin your back heel up and lean your chest out over your knee. Twist, take your left elbow to your knee. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step back, Vinyasa, or just go right back to down dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float up to the front. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Take your arms forward. Cross your right leg up and over your left. Cross your right arm under. Now draw your navel in and start to round out like you're going to tap your elbow. Stay low, but make a flat back. Reach your heart forward. Uncross your right leg and reach it back into warrior three. Bend your knee, step back into warrior one. Uncross your arms and reach up. Bring hands to prayer, back heel up, and twist. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back, Vinyasa, or you can just go right back to down dog. Then roll onto the outside edge of your left foot and take your right arm up for Vashisthasana. And you can set your knee down. Practice the modification if needed. Downward dog, stretch back. Change sides, roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Take your left arm up. Downward dog, stretch back. Then set your knees down, and we're going to practice the preparation for forearm balance. So take that strap back across your arms, just above your elbows. Then set your arms down on the mat, hands shoulder distance apart. Now before you go up, we're going to really focus on the foundation, making sure that the triceps stay turned back should feel like the whole outer cuff of your arm feels even on the strap. So your biceps are turning out into the strap. Now curl your toes under and lift your knees up just an inch. Then see if you can slowly start to lift your hips up, still maintaining the rotation in your arms. So two things will want to happen: the upper back will want to round, or if you keep that in, then the middle will want to compensate. Work this new rotation in your arms while creating the space for your upper trapezius and integrating your core. This is so good for your shoulders, so good for your core. Just holding this. When you hit your edge and you can't hold those actions anymore, set your knees down and take child's, otherwise 2 more breaths. If you want to make it more challenging, you can try taking a leg up, or you can just keep both legs down. Change legs. Lower that leg. Set your knees down. Now sit into a kneeling position. You can either sit on your heels, sit in between your heels, or you could sit on a block or a foam roller if you like. You like it like that? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we're going to take eagle arms. Or no, what the heck are these ones called? Gomukasan, cow face arms. So take your left hand behind your back from under and right arm from above. I think you got to get out of that strap now. But the strap can come in handy if you aren't able to hook your fingers. Release that and change sides. Right hand from under, left arm from above. And release. All right, now one of my favorite things to do is to back bend over the foam roller. We're gonna practice that to help to teach the thoracic to move instead of the lumbar spine. So lie down with the thoracic spine right on the foam roller, hands behind your head. Now you almost have to create tension or resistance in this part of your spine by moving the front ribs down and moving the tailbone towards the backs of the knees. Then see if you can maintain that and then start to back bend over the roller. It'll feel like you're kind of stuck, like your body isn't able to move like it normally would, because we're used to moving from this hypermobile area of the spine, and this area up here doesn't get so much love. So just hanging out here with your hands behind your head and letting breath start to move and breathe in this position, it's really good for your spine, and it's going to teach it to start to move better through all your poses. So we're just going to hang out there for 5 more breaths. And then roll yourself back up from there. Nice job. Okay, now lie down onto your back. And when you come into bridge, see if you could integrate the same feeling. So lift your hips up, and then instead of pushing from right here, this is where your spine wants to do all the back bending, you'll do the little brace action there by drawing the front ribs down, the tailbone towards the backs of the knees. And then from right at your right about your bra line, where the foam roller was, see if that spot can move a little bit better. Remember what it felt like on the roller when the support was there? Breathe into that. And lower your hips back down. Hug your right knee into your chest as you stretch your left leg out along the ground. Now bring your right shin over onto the roller. Oh, I'm sorry, actually. Open your right arm out to the side first. And let the right shoulder head roll open as well as the chest. Then with your hand on your knee, take your knee over to the roller and see if this could open up. The shoulder and chest can open at the same time as the shin falls over to the roller. So the shoulder pins down, your hip reaches down out of your lower back. Bring it back to center. Hand change sides. Take the roll over to the other side. I'll let that thing roll off there. And then open the arm to the side. Let the shoulder chest open. Hand to the shin. Take the shin over to the roller. So this is a great way to open up these tight internal rotators in your chest. Bring your leg back to center. Hug your knees to your chest. Roll yourself up to seated. Cross your legs in front of you. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Change the cross of your legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale back up. Lie down on your back. Stretch your legs out, Shavasana. bend your knees and roll over to your side. Press yourself up to seated. Thank you. Namaste. All right, well, thanks for joining us today. And if you're able to access a little bit more movement in your shoulder, let me know below. If you could feel some of these tight areas that wanted to take over, like we could feel, then yeah, let us know if it was helpful. All right, thanks again to Vivian for coming out, showing us how it's done, and we'll see you next time.